What's up YouTube, it's Gdansk TCG here. Welcome back to our TCG video on my channel. Today we're going to be checking out the results from the Lille Regionals that recently happened. I attended that regional tournament as well. Did quite well. You can check that vlog, of course, on my channel if you haven't watched it already. I personally played Marnie's Grimmsnarl, but this tournament was quite epic as there has been a lot of meta shifts left and right, and we're going to be taking those under a loop and see what actually happened at Lille Regionals. If you guys are excited, let me know by rocking the hell out of the like button. Helps out in many ways. It is super effective on the channel, and I am forever grateful if you would take the time to do so. With that being said, let's dive into some data. So today we will be actually taking a look at the most popular decks, we will be taking a look at the conversion rates, and we're going to be taking a look at the top 16 deck list, and that's probably why you are here. So let me know down below in the comments if you expected Dragapult to actually win this event, and also if there's any surprises that you feel should be mentioned here. So let's take a look. Phase 1, Gardevoir being the most popular deck with 12%, but technically that is actually not the truth because there's also Gardevoir Jellicent with 4% meta share, as we can see here. So I will just say that Gardevoir has 16% meta share. That's just the most popular deck in the room. 8% Gholdengo Lunatone, followed up by Charizard, which won the last regional. Ceruledge, also around Dragapult, Dusknoir, and Marnie's Grimmsnarl. For me, those are like the most popular decks, and it makes sense. They are also very good in this format. The only deck that is actually missing out on is the most insane conversion rate from Milwaukee. It was that Mega Absol box. But the reason why Mega Absol box did not do well in this event is that everyone came prepared with answers. I saw Erika's Invitation in Gholdengo. I saw Mega Lucario in Gholdengo. I saw Petra and EXs being played in Marnie's Grimmsnarl. I saw all of these answers. I saw like a 4th copy of Jet Energy in the Ceruledge deck. So everyone came prepared for the answers for like clutch trapping as well as cornerstone. So it makes sense that Mega Absol, people actually, gravitated towards something else. And that's actually, we're in Europe, so it's gonna be Gardevoir, of course. Then the best of the rest, we see here Mega Absol box still around with 6%. Gardevoir Jellicent, as I was saying, I grouped it together with the other Gardevoir, so that's 4% there. Raging Bolt still around, even though it's not well positioned. And then we have Joltik box, making a little bit of a comeback left and right, and 4% unclassified, and then Crustle also in this meta game. Let's take a look at Phase 2. In Phase 2, we see that Gardevoir is still hanging in there on the throne, being the most dominant deck in this format. It has been, very strong. People are playing it with like Turbo Energize sometimes. Sometimes people are playing the Jellicent. It all comes down to which deck cards you want to be including. Do you want to be playing Cleffa? Do you want to be playing Mew EX? Do you want to be playing Mega Gardevoir EX? So there's so many different lines or ways you can be playing Gardevoir that it makes sense that it's the most popular deck because it's very good into an entire army of meta games. Even though there's darkness decks around, think about Zoroark, Marnie's Grimmsnarl, Charizard. It doesn't scare Gardevoir at all because they always come packed with ways to beat him. Maybe they're playing Drifloon, Bravery Charms, everything's possible right there. We're going to be taking a look at the top 16 deck list very shortly. Then we see Dragapult Dusknoir having a huge conversion rate here, being the second most popular deck, so that's like in total 27% meta share of Gardevoir and Dragapult. So 1 in 4 of day 2 actually is Dragapult or Gardevoir, which is actually mind-boggling. Then we have Gholdengo Lunatone. Marnie's Grimmsnarl also gained 2 percentage points. Charizard and Ceruledge stayed about the same. What else do we see here? Best of the rest, Mega Absol box also 6%. Gardevoir Jellicent 6%, so that's also gained 2 percentage points. So if we group those together, that's actually 21% that it's Gardevoir. So 1 in 5 people in Phase 2 out of 356 players were playing Gardevoir in Phase 2. That's actually very, very crazy. Raging Bolt still around. And Terra box is actually an interesting part because it was actually not on the on the screen right here during Phase 1, but now we see 4% Terra box and it did very well, and we're going to be showcasing lists very shortly in the top 16 deck list that we're going to be taking a look at. Crustle also stayed around 3%, and then Joltik box lost 1 percentage point, so it seems that it was not the pick for this event. What do we see here? Conversion rates, 28% for Dragapult Dusknoir, making a statement that this deck is still around. I think people left all their side decks at home or something, but that is just a crazy conversion rate for Dragapult Dusknoir. Also, Marnie's Grimmsnarl did quite okay, and Gardevoir, of course. All the rest is like a little bit average, but still, Gholdengo, Charizard, and Ceruledge are still respectable decks in this format. So now, let's take a look at the top 16 deck list. So I think that's what you're here for, right? seeing what was played, what are the most popular decks, conversion rates. But now, let's take a look. We have Alexander Rutowicz from Poland with Dragapult Dusknoir. There's actually the same 60 that Henry Brandt played all the way from Australia here, playing at the Lille Regionals, got 7th place. So this is a well-tested, well-performing Dragapult Dusknoir archetype. So, excuse me. So what do we see here is that the rare candy was left at home. Instead, we had actually some room for extra consistency. So we have 4 Lily's Determination, 4 Iono, 2 Hilda as well, and in this archetype still 2 Jamming Towers, which are very strong. Because if you have that Jamming Tower, you can shut down Bravery Charm, you can shut down TM Energize, TM Evolution, all of the technical machines in general, which is very strong. Definitely if you have this in your opening hand, you feel oh so strong. Having the lockdown on tool cards and having item lock at your capability with the help of Badu makes this deck very strong. Even though you don't have rare candies, you can slow the opponent down so much that you're gonna be, of course, having a very crazy comeback. Combined with Dusknoir, you can blow a Dusknoir up, Iono the opponent to a low hand size, use Phantom Dive to slap for 200 to the active, 6 damage counters on the opponent's bench wherever you feel like, combine that with some Adrena Brain Power and Holucha, and you could be wiping you can actually dismantle an opponent's entire bench right there on the spot. In the late game, there's even Blood Moon Ursaluna, and there is that Turo, which actually was included in the 60 just because there was a lot of trapping going around, and that's helping out if you can find that. So very good. Dragapult Dusknoir was doing very well in Lille Regionals. So second place was Alberto Conti, which actually was in my vlog as well, with a little bit of an interview, and we see here this is a 60 that only Alberto Conti played. What is different here, I think the Brock Scoutings is what make this archetype different. So no 2 Hilda, only 1, and the Brock Scouting also being included in the 60 help against opposing mirror matches, definitely. And if you are item locked, maybe you do see a Frillish, maybe you do see a Badu, you can still rely upon those Brock Scouting for, of course, getting your Pokemon out the deck underneath item lock as well. All the rest here is about the same. You have that Munkidori, you have Latias for free retreat. The reason why Latias is in there is that you can attach to your Dreepy, free retreat, and start using Itchy Pollen with the item lock, and you still have that energy that you can actually put on the Dreepy, and that's gonna help out with your energy placements throughout the game. Also helping out because then you don't waste an energy attachment of the turn, and at one point you can attach that Luminous Energy onto the Munkidori to actually use Adrena Brain in the mid to late game. So that's second place. It was a Dragapult mirror match right there. Then we have Piper Lapine all the way from the United States with Zoroark EX. This is pure dominance by Piper Lapine. She has been rocking the scene. If you take a look at the results, it's actually kind of insane. She got 3rd here at Lille Regionals. She got actually 7th at the World Championships. She got 6th at NAIC. Can anyone stop this girl? She's amazing. So we have here Zoroark, a very fantastic build here. I'm a big fan of it because they come packed with Okidogi. So as you see, everyone was prepared for those pesky cornerstones. So that's why cornerstone is not in a very well, not in a great position. So that's why people left their Mega Kangaskhan Absol boxes at home, because everyone had answers for it regardless. And then in this situation, it is the Okidogi. What else is in the 60 is a 2-1 line of Ensdar Manatan. The sniping capabilities are very strong, definitely because nobody is playing Shaman. And also with the help of your clutch, you can actually trap opponents a little bit while you have yourself some time. You draw tons of cards with Zoroark EX, and you can copy paste the attack of Reshiram. If the opponent is not one-shotting your Zoroark, you can push all the damage back with that fantastic attack of the powerful rage on the Reshiram. You have Cleffa to, of course, have a little bit of draw power, Psyduck to protect yourself from Dusknoirs and Dusclopses wiping your board, and also with the help of the Binding Mochi, you can slap more damage with the Ferocious Flame attack. Instead of 170, you can actually go for the full 210, enough to knock out stuff like Pheasantipity EX, for example. The Reversal Energy is also pretty cool because that means Ensdar Manatan can attack without you need to use the Zoroark, which can help from time to time. And there is also the Serrano build here, making sure this deck is consistent. I think you want to be going first with the 60 because you don't have any Arven situations going. You just want to go first, and then second turn Serrano, get your Zoroark out, use a lot of trade, draw tons of cards, and get your combos going. Energy Switch also very key in here because at one point you can attack with Petra and EX as well. It's not in there just only to just get yourself out of the active position, but it can attack in the late game. If you have taken a lot of prize cards, you can actually go for that Energy Switch and blow up the opponent. So there is that. And Zoroark, love to see that. Fourth place was Alejandro Gonzalez Sanchez from Spain with Terra Box. Was featured a lot on stream, and for good reason. This is a very cool Terra Box. Again, having an answer to Cornerstone with the help of that Mega Mawile EX, and that's gonna be the Gobble Down attack. 80 damage for every prize card you have taken is definitely very strong to deal with Cornerstones. You have still access to Wellspring Ogerpon. As mentioned, nobody playing those Shaymans left and right meant that Wellspring could dismantle entire boards, as we saw on stream against Alberto Conti. So very, very insane Wellspring power here. We have access to Lilith Clefairy to deal with Dragapult EX, as well as other Dragon type Pokemon, like for example Raging Bolt EX. And with the help of Mew EX, there's definitely a lot of things you can do. The cool thing is that this is going to be a list that wants to go first, and a lot of archetypes in the format want to go second. Means you can abuse the fact that opponents will allow you to go first. You can use the fan call, get your Hoot-Hoots established, maybe a Ditto if you don't have a Terra Pokemon in hand quite yet, and as soon as your second turn starts, the Jewel Seeker stitches it all together, get your Sparkling Crystal, get your Crispin, and you can attack right from the get-go. There's Steel Mask Ogerpon as well, to have a little bit of draw power as well, but the cool news is, if you have some Grass Pokemon in play, there's even Iron Leaves that can get yourself out of the active position. Combine that with the Turo that's in here, and the trapping capabilities are not going to be that successful like we've seen in the past. So yeah, Terra Box also did incredibly well, also gained the Lilith's Determination with the Mega Evolution format. So yeah, the only thing you have to worry about is like your energy count, so you have to just make sure you know exactly what you're doing. It's a little bit of a harder deck to pilot, definitely in the late game, because as soon as you get disrupted, you have to know exactly what you have access to. Alright, then 5th place with Kai Wainwright. I played against him as well, so from the UK here, Dragapult, Dusknoir. And this actually is an archetype that really ruined my day. I was able to go and get myself into phase 2 with my Grimmsnarl deck, but it seems that if people are able to item lock and you cannot use any items, you're going to be having a hard time to establish your board. Definitely, if you get an item lock, you cannot be fast enough, the opponent can just blow them Dusclopses and Dusknoirs up, and then out of nowhere, all of your Pokemon disappear. So again, very consistent list. We do see here that this is playing 7 energies in there, also having access to double Hilda, lots of Gust with 3 Balsasaurus and 3 counter catchers as well. So yeah, all the rest is about the same. I think the Pokemon lineup is almost the same in every Dragapult, but yeah, you see Dragapult here having 4 slots in that top 8. Hermione Hitalati, if I pronounce it correctly, from Finland. Incredible player as well. So we have Charizard Pidgeot. This is Charizard Pidgeot playing 1 copy of the 50 HP Pidgey with the Call for Family, which can definitely help out if you are. This is actually playing 2 copies of Messagosa. Interesting indeed. What else can we see in this archetype is that it is playing the Defiance Band. It's been a while since I've seen Defiance Band in Charizard. Also having access to Klefki. How good is Klefki, you might wonder? Well, if you push Klefki up to the active position, stuff like Squawkabilly in the beginning of the game, Fanrotom in the beginning of the game are all shut down, which is incredibly helpful. You could also, if you're up against something like a Joltik box, also use that so they cannot use tandem units. So there's a lot of ways Klefki can be helpful, but also Klefki can be good because you can shut down Adrenabrains when you want to. So Iono put Klefki on the active, so Adrenabrains do not do anything anymore, which is awesome. You have access to Tatsugiri to get a supporter. Very nice if you are looking for that Briar in the late game or a Balsasaurus in the late game. Very nice. Pidgeot EX getting you any card you want. Charizard slapping more damage depending on how many prize cards the opponent has taken. And you can still blow up your Dusclopses and Dusknoirs to make sure that Charizard actually one-shot anything. There's the secret box, so no unfair stamp or anything. There is also no maximum belt in here. They went for the secret box, and Defiance Band is like a little bit of a weaker maximum belt, but secret box is way helping you out with consistency for sure. Alright, then we have Henry Brandt. I knew he was going to do incredible things when he flew over all the way to France. We have Dragapult Dusknoir. Yeah, we see the exact same 60. This is the 60 that won the event. So Henry Brand was onto something. This is the exact 60. We talked about it before with Alexander's list, so we're not going to go over it again. But yeah, Dragapult did incredibly well, so that's going to be... People will attack against Dragapult. There will be Psyducks next week. Mark my words. Then Gabriel Fernandez in his master year now doing incredibly crazy things here with Zoroark. So 2 copies of Zoroark in that list as well. So again, here we see Hoopa EX. So what can we conclude? Hoopa EX was there. There was access to like Okidogi EX. There were Mega Lucarios. There were Erika's invitations. They're like... Everyone was prepared for Kangaskhan, so it makes sense that Kangaskhan did not do well, like Absol box in general. Very similar lineup. We do see the Klefki in here, also a Penny in there, Hero's Cape as well. So in theory, it looks a little bit similar, but it's not playing Ens Darmanitan. So Piper Lapine piloted the Ens Darmanitan in the 60. This one is playing a second copy of the Team Rocket's Watchtower, which actually was very good because not only can you shut down Blood Moon, you can shut down Fan Rotems, you can shut down Pidgeot EX more in particular, and Charizard won the last regional, so it makes sense that the Team Rocket's Watchtower is going to be more popular as we continue on in this format. But Hero's Cape with the Ens Zoroark, if the opponent cannot respond to that, they're going to have a lot of trouble because, as mentioned here, with the powerful Rage, you can get all the damage back to the opponent, like you can one-shot anything in the game. Energy switches right, left, and right allow you to attack with Hoopa EX, which is actually a fighting type needing the darkness energies here. But it's also not having an ability, so it can deal with Cornerstones as well. So yeah, cool. That is the top 8. So now let's continue on to top 16 as well. We're going to a different website because they're not uploaded yet on Limitless. So let's take a look at Pokestats. So now we go on to placement number 9 with Simon Fang with Dragapult Dusknoir. Okay, more Dragapult Dusknoir action. Let's go. What do we see? It is very similar to the 60s we've seen before, to be honest. So we have the Dragapults, the Dusknoir lineup, Munkidori, Halucha, Pheasantipity, Latias, Blood Moon, Double Hilda, Double Jamming Tower. So yeah, more of the same stuff we've seen before. So congratulations, Simon Fang, for that 9th placement. Then we have Louise Boisson from Brazil with Gholdengo Lunatone. I wonder if they have an answer to the Cornerstone. Let's figure it out together. Okay, this is the 60 we are looking at. So we have a Picnic Basket. Alright, there's the 1 prize Gholdengo. That could really help out. There's 1 Fighting Premium Pro. Actually, the Premium Power Pro actually helping out with more damage with the Zoroark. Combine that with a Vitality Band, and you can do miracles and the Erika's Invitation. So the answers were for Cornerstone, Erika's Invitation, as well as the 1 prize Gholdengo. All the rest is similar to the stuff we've seen before. So Gholdengo also getting quite a decent spot right there. Then there is Thomas Ducroix from France with EV Box. Okay, I'm a big fan of EV Box, but it has not been doing too well. Let's figure out what this 60 is all about. There's also an interesting archetype to play because it is requiring a lot of brain cells because there's so many different attackers. So what do we see? We have Pidgeot EX, a 1/0/1 line with 1 rare candy. There's 2 Flareon, 1 Leafeon, Terrapagos, Wellspring. Hoopa EX also joins the party here. Sparkling Crystal. There's 1 Jet Energy in here as well. 1 Luminous Energy. There is 1 Black Belto, the Gravity Mountain as well. So there's a lot of stuff going around in this list for sure. Double Balls, Double Counter. There is a 4/4 line of the Noctowls, 3 Ultra Ball, 4 Nazball. Okay, a Glass Trumpet in there as well. Serrano and a Briar as well. Okay, interesting. Very, very interesting. So there's like Darkness Energy and Luminous Energy. That's probably the way you power up that Hoopa. Very interesting 60. You can also use Sparkling Crystal on Hoopa EX, by the way, because it is a Terra Pokemon. All right. Very, very interesting for sure. We have Carter Melnick from the United States with Terra Box. I felt like Terra Box overperformed. It did really well because nobody's playing Shaman, so that makes sense. Yeah, here we have it. This is Terra Box in all its glory. Is there something peculiar here? Oh, this is actually playing 1 Kangaskhan and 1 Mega Absol. It's like very peculiar. Also Hoopa EX. Hoopa EX seems to be literally everywhere. Okay. So we have the double Wellspring, Terra, the Teal Mask, Pikachu EX, 1 Mega Kangaskhan EX, 1 Mega Absol. There is 2 energy switches, so at one point, you couldn't technically use Mega Absol. You can use Mega Absol against Gardevoir, so that is probably the way you try and beat that. Blood Moon, Mew EX, Phasantipity, Latias, Lily's Clefairy, and Petarant EX. There's a Turo, Iono, and Lily's Determination. 3 Crispin, 3 Boss. That's a lot of balls, by the way. If I'm being honest, in this archetype, you typically see some more one counter catcher, 2 balls or something, but this is playing the full 3 copies of Boss's orders. Interesting. Okay, then we have 13 plays with Kim Pubega from Italy, Gardevoir, Jellicent. And now that I think about it, this, if I'm going back here, there was no Gardevoir? Was there no Gardevoir in the top 8? That's hilarious. Gardevoir got punished. No Gardevoirs around. I think Gardevoir will make a comeback, and Gdansk 100% certain, because yeah, no Gardevoir in top 8 is actually kind of incredible. So very cool layout for the deck, for sure. We see 3 rolls, 2 Curlia. Okay, what else? There is Lily's Clefairy, Mew EX, Triple Monkey Dory, Phasantipity Screentail, 1 Jellicent EX with 2 Frillish, and then 2 Gardevoir. So it's pretty much Gardevoir, Jellicent, so that means they're probably playing, let's see here, we have 2 Artisan, 3 Darkness Energies, there is 7 Psychic type energies, 3 Lily, 4 Iono, 2 Arven, there is a Turo, which you don't see often in Gardevoir, so they are prepared to be trapped a little bit, 2 Candy, 2 Counter Catcher, this is just a consistent list, 2 Bravery Charms, so no TM Devolution, but it's a very consistent Gardevoir, Jellicent build, so congratulations Kim Pubega. Then, continuing on, we have Janus Wagner with Terra Box. It's probably going to be something similar. We don't have the 60 quite yet, but it's not the end of the world. We've seen a lot of Terra Box 60s already. We have Felix Kristen with the Dragapult. This is with Dusknoir, or is it straight? No, it's going to be with... Yeah, it's considered a straight Dragapult 60, as it's not playing a very thick line of the Dusknoir. We see only a 1-1 line. So 1 Duskull, 1 Dusclops. So that opens the door. All the rest of the Pokemon are the same for more consistency cards, right? This is playing 8 energies in total. 4 Buddy Buddy Puff, 4 Ultra Ball, Nazball, 2 Stretcher. There's a Penny in there, triple Counter Catch, triple Boss, double Hilda, 4 Iono, 4 Lily's Determination. So having space for more consistency, even playing a second copy of the Monkey Dory. Okay. Again, it was Dragapult's week, 100% certain. Dragapult did incredibly well. And then 16 plays was Julio Sanchez Rodriguez from Spain, playing Gardevoir Jellicent. Alright. So the best performing Guardies were with Jellicent. And this is, let's see here, playing a TM Devolution. Okay. Triple Monkey. Triple Darkness Energy. Yeah, a little bit of the stuff we've seen before. A 2-1 line of the Jellicent. Is that? Oh yeah, it's playing Mega Gardevoir EX. Okay, so it's playing Jellicent as well as Mega Gardevoir. So very peculiar indeed. So that was the top 16 deck list for the Lille Regionals. Again, this was what was being played in the beginning of the tournament. And if we go on to phase 2, this is actually what happened. Let me know down below your thoughts and opinions down below. I'm very curious to hear your opinion about how this tournament went. And also, if you're going to Gdansk or if you're not going to the Gdansk, let me know what would happen. For me personally, when I see this metagame, I can predict 2 things. 1, when Gardevoir is not in top 8, it's definitely going to be played next week. So that means in Gdansk, Gardevoir will have its resurgence. Definitely because Gardevoir is one of the archetypes that actually have a very great time up against Dragapult. But they will bring their TM evolutions back once again. So that's something I could see shifting with the metagame, is that Gardevoir will return. And what else can we conclude here is all the rest of the decks will stay around the same. Maybe Mega Absol box will try its way again, but there's people will not change their tech cards for that, because it was not too hard to include a Hoopa or something in their 60, which helps out against other archetypes as well. So I won't think that deck will have as a resurgence, but definitely Gardevoir with TM evolutions. And also, since Dragapult had that crazy of a conversion rate, decks out there might try out Psyduck. So I'm thinking about Charizard definitely will be playing Psyduck. Psyduck could also be included in stuff like Ceruledge, for example. Psyduck can be included into Marnie's Grimmsnarl. So if you want to respect Dragapult, there's ways to do it. Okay, have yourself a fantastic rest of your day. If you enjoyed the video, you know what to do. Rock the hell out of the like button. It is super effective on the channel. And I will see you guys tomorrow for more Pokemon TCG content. And yeah, thanks for watching. I'll be at Gdansk as well. So if you happen to see me, come say hi. I don't bite. Peace.